And we're rolling.
Okay, we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Estimate and Apportionment for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Present.
Comptroller Green,
Here.
President Green,
Present.
all are present.
Wonderful. Our agenda is as follows. Items presented for the first time. Item number 1, request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of contracts and leases for various city departments as listed on Exhibit A. Item number 2, request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of intradepartmental and interdepartmental transfers from various city departments as listed on Exhibit B. Item number 3, request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of transfers between projects for capital improvement funds as listed on Exhibit C. Item number 4, request from the Director of Airports for approval of Board Bill number 132, authorizing a first amendment to the lease agreement with Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri for East and West substations at the airport. Item number 5, request from the Director of Airports for approval of Board Bill number to be determined, authorizing a transfer of $13,727,769 from the Airport Debt Service Stabilization Fund to the Airport Revenue Fund to make funds available to mitigate rates in the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024. Item number 6, request from the Office of the Mayor, Executive Director for approval of Board Bill number 126, amending ordinance numbers 71393, 71494, 71554, 71591, 71841, and 71864 by reappropriating $8,488,215.06 for other purposes. Item number 7, request from the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Commissioner for approval of the following changes to their table of organization. Delete 2 clerk typist positions, add 2 prisoner processing clerk positions, delete 1 latent fingerprint examiner position, add 1 administrative assistant 1 position. Item number 8, request from the Department of Health Director for approval of the following changes to their table of organization in Fund 1110. Delete 1 clerk typist position, add 1 clerk typist position. Item number 9, request from the Department of Health's Director for the approval of the following changes to their table of organization in Fund 1110. Delete 1 nurse practitioner position, add 1 executive secretary 1 position. Delete 2 nurse practitioner positions, add 2 public health nurse 2 positions. Item number 10, request from the Board of Public Services President for approval of the following changes to their table of organization in Fund 1000. Delete 1 clerk typist position, delete 1 secretary 2 position, delete 1 plumber position, add 1 administrative assistant 2 position, add 1 housekeeping supervisor 1 position. Item number 11, request from the City Councilor for approval of the following changes to their table of organization. Delete 1 attorney 3 position, delete 1 attorney 1 trainee position, delete 1 legal secretary position, add 1 attorney 3 position, add 1 attorney 2 position, add 1 clerk typist position. And item number 12, request from the Director of Streets to transfer $1,787,500 in ARPA funds from 1509.19.5109 project 100-841 to 1509.19.900016 project 100-798. That is our agenda as follows. Are there any amendments?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do have an amendment to make a motion for item number 1, pages 3 and 4 of item 1 exhibit. This amendment is to clarify and to amend and correct line items 6, 7, 8, and 9
Mhm.
from the Office of the Controller for emergency contracts in the total amount of $500,000 for the total for each of the line items, as opposed to 500,000 each. This is to create a pool of professionals to assist the comptroller's office when needed for any emergency work that we would authorize that they would do. In total, if there are 4 firms authorizing an expenditure or an appropriation today of a total of for the 4 in the aggregate of $500,000 and no more. I'd like to make a motion to for that clarification and to amend the agenda to reflect that the 4 contracts, starting with Armanino, Reuben Brown, Clifton Larson, and ending with UHY Advisors Mid-Atlantic. Those are listed currently as 500,000 each, and the total in aggregate for the 4 should be 500,000 instead.
Okay, so the total is 500,000, not 500,000 each.
That is
or
correct.
Okay,
If I may ask a clarifying question before the motion.
yes,
Would you
are there
like
any?
to second before you ask your
Well,
question?
actually, you made the motion. I will second it, Comptroller Green, and any questions?
So instead of 2 million total, this is 500,000. That's
Correct.
correct. Okay, and how many, my understanding is that this is to make sure that we're getting all the staff in place necessary to ensure that ARPA is done by the end of the year, as well as any other contracts. Given that these positions are temporary, do we know how quickly these folks potentially can start, and then second, how we can support your office long term to fill vacancies so we don't have to rely on temp workers in the future.
Thank you for that question. I need to clarify your thought process here, Madam President. This is not regarding temp employees to replace vacancies. This is to keep the Office of the Comptroller nimble in times where we have additional work, and if there is a position that we find that is a long-term position that is not able to fill. This, as you know, is a very professional office with accountants and financial professionals, and we are getting a pool of professional firms, as you can see here, to be at the ready if and when the Comptroller's office has a need. This is not a permanent position, permanency that we're investing in. This is a pool with a set time. It does say here that it has a contract time listed here in terms of the duration. And so as opposed to making it appear that we are replacing positions that cannot be filled, because of course we will continue to work on filling full-time positions that are open. But I don't know if you have been aware that we did experience an avalanche of federal grant contracts since July 1, as I had reported to the HUS committee just yesterday, Madam President. We normally would have 200 federal grant contracts come through from July 1 to this date. That number has doubled. We have 200 regular federal grants contracts. In addition, we have 210 ARPA contracts as of today since July 1. That's essentially doubling the workload for those employees that are in the Comptroller's office. Now, we have put a plan in place to manage that in anticipation of making sure that we can remain nimble and move quickly in order to not only manage the additional work needed to process the regular contracts that come through, as well as those that we have been blessed to have with the ARPA funding. So
So
we
you're-
have this plan has been put in place for months now, Madam President, and we have been talking about it for months. There have been meetings that we've had with the administration, and now we are executing the plan that was put in place.
Okay, so it's a two-pronged approach of getting that help now while also working to fill any vacancies.
We've always going to be working on trying to fill vacancies as all of the departments in the city. I mean, you know, this is a situation that we find ourselves in throughout the city, not only in government, but in the private industry as well, to fill vacancies with qualified full-time employees. Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
We're doing that. Absolutely.
And if there's anything we can, you know, be doing to support you in filling those vacancies, I know it's a tough labor market at the moment. You know, just know you have my full support in that. I just want to make sure that when we do bring on these temp workers, you are confident that we'll be able to build that capacity quick enough to get everything done by the end of the year that we need to have done by the end of the year.
Thank you for your comments.
Okay, thank you. Nothing else further.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded for Amendment 1 offered by Comptroller Green to change the total amount to $500,000 for items number 6, 7, 8, and 9. On agenda item number 1 is all those in favor, please say aye. Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Comptroller Green,
Aye.
President Green,
Aye.
all are in favor.
Are there any other amendments? I'd like to make a few amendments if allowed. Amendment number 2 on page number 10 of Exhibit A, line item number 29, under the amount that reads 8 million, it should read 550,000 instead. This is a error that we just needed to correct for the amount of, let's see, for the purpose of, give me 1 second to find a correct line item. That's item number 29 under federal grants for forest relief. The amount should be 550,000, not 8 million. Item number, I'm sorry, that's amendment number 2. I move for amendment number 2. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Comptroller Green,
Aye.
President Green,
Aye.
all are in favor.
Thank you. Amendment number 3 on page, also in Exhibit A on page number 12, item number 35, again, correcting a Scrivener's error. The vendor should be Sound Thinking Incorporated, also doing business as ShotSpotter Inc. Instead of MoDOT. That is amendment number 3. I move for its adoption. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor?
If I
Aye.
could just say
sorry.
one clear, sorry.
Sure. Any questions?
Only thing, not so much a question, but just for public purposes, the use plans for surveillance technologies were introduced through the board on Friday, and that process has begun. And so I just want to make sure for the public that it's recognized that we did get those from the police department. We are moving them through the board process. So when folks see ShotSpotter here, that oversight process is also has also begun. So that's it.
All right, duly noted. Any other comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Please, Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Comptroller Green,
Aye.
President Green,
President Green, are you abstaining? Okay,
No, I said aye.
all are in favor.
all righty. And amendment number 4, which is amending what we are calling or actually it's amending the agenda item number 6, the amount for the sweep of ARPA funds. We are correcting the amount to $8,909,998.58 for that amount. I move for its adoption. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any questions?
Well,
Seeing
just thank
Sorry.
you and your team for spending copious amounts of time in front of the HUD's committee the last 2 weeks to go through over this. So all of this. And so I'm happy that we're able to move this forward and get this reappropriation over the finish line. And just want to thank you, Madam Mayor, and your staff for all of the time that you have spent at the Board of Aldermen over the last few weeks to get this done.
Yes, thank you. It has been a Herculean task, and I want to echo your sentiments in thanking the members of the mayor's staff, as well as the cabinet and everyone who had any part in making sure that we spend every penny of ARPA funds, and this is the final appropriation for that. Any other comments or questions? Okay, seeing none. Everyone in favor, please say aye. Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Comptroller Green,
Aye.
President Green,
Right.
all are in favor.
Great. And now I would like to move for the entire agenda of E and A to be adopted as amended.
So
Are there,
moved.
it's been moved by
Second.
President Green and seconded by President Green. Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Ms. Shannon Davis, please call the roll.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Comptroller Green,
Aye.
President Green,
Aye.
all are in favor.
Okay, wonderful. Is there any additional business to discuss? Seeing none, I would also again like to thank everyone on this call and everyone in City Hall and beyond for their assistance in making sure that we spend appropriate and spend every dime, every penny of American Rescue Plan Act funds. This has been a Herculean task and it requires teamwork, and I'm appreciative of everyone and the time that they have put towards this effort. And we are excited to get the rest of this money out in community, investing in infrastructure, investing in people, and making sure that we're making our city safer, stronger, and healthier. Any other items to discuss? Okay, seeing none, I'll move for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Right, we are adjourned. Thank you, She and A.
Thank you, Mayor Jones.
All righty, take care.